It's the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All the sports news you need every day in under 20 minutes. Follow Locked On today on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back to Locked On 76ers. I'm your host, Keith Pompey. Happy Wednesday to you. It's Wednesday, August the 25th. Man, it's been a long month. Normally I say, where is this month going? This month is dragging, folks. It's small market meets big market. Wednesdays on Locked On NBA podcast. Join Jake Madison of Locked On Pelicans podcast and John Corrales of Locked On Celtics for a look at the NBA week from all angles. Follow the Locked On NBA podcast today wherever you get your podcast. Do it today, Pete. Like I said, it's been a long month. So a lot of times, a lot of the news stories that come out are just a little different. And I shouldn't say different, but it's just like a lot of off the, not basketball, not free agencies. We talk about the firings, the hirings, and coaches. We talk about, guys getting new agents and stuff like that and leaving camps. And yesterday, a big story dropped. The story dropped about Nerlens Noel, who was one of my favorite Sixers. One of the favorite people I know. And, one of my favorites. And, story, he's suing his former agent, Rich Paul from Clutch Sports, for $58 million on lost earnings. And when you read the stories that are out there, you say to yourself, you're like, wow. Now, I don't know if Nerlens is going to get that money back. I doubt it. I mean, man, but, it's not a good look for the industry. There are some people probably going to say, look, Nerlens, it's one of those things, when a guy, basically what happened is Nerlens was, and I don't want to criticize anybody, like the reporter or anything like that, but, it had like Nerlens with Happy Walters from the beginning, but he wasn't. He was with a guy by the name of Chris Driscoll. Chris was like a guy he's known since he was playing AAU ball, so to speak. And, Chris became his agent. He was, a confidant, mentor, whatever you want to call him. And he became Nerlens' agent. And what happens is, he was with Nerlens, and then all of a sudden, Nerlens gets traded. I want to say the year 3, he gets traded, and he goes to Dallas. And next thing you know, Happy Waters steps in, and next thing you know, he steals one from Chris. And apparently, Rich Paul stole Nerlens from Happy Waters. And, and according to the article, and according to the lawsuit affidavit, it says that Nerlens turned down 4 years, $72 million from the Dallas Mavericks. And what happens is Rich Paul allegedly told him that he could get him $100 million. So he turned that down to get $100. Well, he never got the $100. He ended up signing for way less. He ended up going to OKC. Nerlens basically worked out his own deals, and then, he finally parted ways with this guy, I believe in December. So now Nerlens he signed a 3-year, $32 million deal with the Knicks, team he played for last year on a minimum. Not really. I don't think it was a minimum. I think it was a little bit more than that. But in other words, it's just a mess. And, it's a sad story. But it's one of those stories that is not surprising in the NBA. And the problem is, though, it's kind of tough to probably get the money that you think you're going to get. And I think a lot of times maybe players know they're not going to get that money back, but they just want it on record. But that's just a part of the industry. So that's something that a lot of people are talking about. A lot of people are also talking about in the industry where, the Sixers let go employees. And one of them was Scotty Rigo, who was a longtime equipment manager. He kept getting promotions. So he became like the senior equipment manager, but is the end of an era. I remember, you used to always see this guy. Who's that guy on TV? He's been around for a while. And the more that, and the fact that he's gone, when you look at it, you say to yourself, dang, this is kind of like an end of an era. Like it is. Like when you think about it, when I got here and I started covering the team, it was 2013-14 season. It was the process. Now, so when you look at it, most of the people are gone. Most of them are. But even with that, there was a long-time guy before the process started. His name was Tony DeLeo. He was a GM. I remember him. He's been working with the Sixers for years. And, when he left, he was like, well, okay, this is a new era. And now with Scotty Rigo going, you say, wow, this is definitely a new era. I mean, Scotty had been there for 34 years. So you look at it and you have to say, this is, I'm not going to say the unknown, but this is a completely different Sixers squad. I mean, yeah, Joel Embiid is here. You got Ben Simmons. You got Ben Simmons is probably going to leave. Tobias Harris, you never know what's going to happen. You think he's safe with his salary, but then you also hear, he's been on the trade block, right? So, or he's been shopped. So, it is just, I'm kind of looking forward to this year just because it's going to be a lot of new stuff, a lot of newness going on. So, you kind of look forward to it, right? You want to say. But something else that you need to look forward to is Sweat Block, right? Sweat Block, the reason why I love Sweat Block is because it's doctor created, doctor recommended. It's not like somebody just came up and said, hey, let me create this. Nah, the doctors did it. It works up to 7 days per use. Dry shirts guaranteed. If Sweat Block doesn't keep you dry, you'll get your money back. I love hearing stuff like that, right? It's featured and tested on the Rachel Ray show by firefighters. And we know they sweat. Bestseller on Amazon for the past 10 years, over 13K reviews, and is manufactured in the USA, right? So it's homegrown, people. It's grown for homegrown, right? So, hey guys. So there are a few things in life that just aren't fun to talk about. One of them is excessive sweating. When you are sweating through your shirt for no reason. It's embarrassing, right? Some of you may that I personally have dealt with this. When I speak in public, I can't help but sweat through my shirt. Now listen, I know this isn't life or death, and there are much worse problems in the world, but let's be honest. In the moment, it feels like a big deal. Nobody's like to put out during an important speech, interview, or first date, God forbid. I much rather not worry about it, right? And that's why I use Sweat Block anti-perspirant wipes. Sweat Block is stronger and more effective than most clinical antiperspirants. You simply apply it at night before bedtime. Go to bed. The next morning you wake up, wash, and go about your day without worrying about sweat. Guaranteed. So it's not one of those things where we're saying, put it on before you go to bed, but don't wait and wash the next morning. No, you still wash. You can still wash. I know this will sound too good to be true, but I literally only have to use Sweat Block once or twice a week, and it will keep me dry the whole time. Seriously, the whole time. No more pitting out. No more picking up my shirt based on which one will hide the sweat better. I'm seriously, it works. it works wonders. And it's one of those things where I recommend that you guys go about it and go ahead and use it as well, right? Now let's talk about DirecTV. Now I'm going to tell y'all about DirecTV. I remember when I first moved back here. Now, I'm from Philly, but I lived down south for a decade, 10 years, exactly 10 years. And I remember when I moved back, I had the NFL package. And a friend of mine, Nick Walker, come over the house, and we watched just about every game. Every game. Every game. We just sat there and just watched games. And I was always a fan of DirecTV, right? So here we go now. Does this sound familiar? You got one device that lets you catch the game live, right? Another that you stream your favorite shows. You're watching sports highlights on your phones, and you get your neighbor's best friends log in for the good stuff. Well, I want to tell you about a simple way to get all the entertainment you love without the hassle, right? And a great way to finally get your TV together. It's called DirecTV Stream, and it brings your live TV and on-demand favorites together like never before. So you can watch your favorite sports, movies, and shows all in one place. That means no more juggling remotes and no need to buy another device ever again. And the best part, there's no annual contact. That's what I like hearing, right? So get rid of the clutter and the confusion and get your TV together with DirecTV Stream. You can learn more about it at directv.com. That's directv.com. Comparable devices required. Content varies by package. So I'm telling you, go ahead. Go out there and handle this and get it done. I'm telling you, man, we used to be so crazy. Like, we're like, hey, man, flip the channel. Just like this. Oh, man. Nah, well, let's watch the highlights. Let's watch the red zone. It was ridiculous. We used to have so much fun. Then it got to a point where you start covering the Sixers and you start doing other things. So you don't do it as much. You found out that you were like wasting money, so to speak, because it was like, I'm not at the house watching it. But now with this, you can save it. You can do anything. You can come back. It's great. I'm telling you, I'm about to sign up for it and get it today. Do it today, people. Do it today. But, so here's the thing, right? Right about now, when we talk about the Sixers, we talk about everything else in the NBA, it's a little downtime. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm kind of sort of enjoying it, because what this time does is, this is when you find out how much you really want to continue doing this. Seriously, because, at the end of the season, it's like, you're like, okay, like last year was my 8th year. My 8th year covering the NBA. So it was one of those things where I said to myself, I was like, it's been a long ride, long season, the commitment that goes. Like I tell people right now, this is the time for me to reintroduce myself to my family. It's like, so you have to think about the sacrifices and everything. But when you're down, what I try to do is I just try to take myself away from it. Now, last week was crazy. Things happened. I wrote a couple stories. But what I tried to do this week is I tried not to even communicate with sources, right? I mean, sometimes you talk to people from here to there, but for the most part, I just tried to just go dark. But that's when you find out how much you love this beat. That's when you find out, like, if there's something you want to do. And I must say, like, the fire is coming back. I'm getting eager. I'm excited about, this upcoming season. I'm excited about a lot of things. So, right when you talk about stuff like that, it's like, it's good for me. It's good because I know I still have it. And not saying that I didn't. It's just that after a long season, you get burned. And I didn't know. Like, I know that this right now, some people might think that this break is long, but Gary Petoskey, the sports editor, the assistant managing editor for sports, congrats on you being the AP SE president, Gary. But Gary brought to my attention, or brought someone else's attention, that Keith hasn't had a vacation in 2 years. So with that being said, it's one of the things where, this is long overdue. And I really appreciate it, but it also gave me drive to know that, yes, I was getting burnt out at the end, and I still have that drive and that fire. And I'm extremely excited about that, and I'm excited to start. But the thing is, I don't know how good the Sixers are going to be at all. I don't. Like, I'm looking at the moves that other teams made. I'm looking at the moves that the Sixers have yet to make, and I don't know. I wasn't high on the Sixers like everyone else was. To me, the stuff that they did in the regular season, I'm not going to straight call it fool's gold, but it was a bizarre season. I mean, guys were just resting. They were concerned with the playoffs. That's all they cared about. When I looked at the Sixers, they were the third best team in the East, regardless of record. I mean, I understand they had the best record, but I can't say that they could beat Brooklyn when Brooklyn was 100%. I can't say that they could beat Milwaukee. They couldn't. Now, who knows? Brooklyn had some injuries in their second round. So if Brooklyn would have won, the Sixers would have won, and guys were out, the Sixers could have probably defeated them. But with all things considered, with everybody healthy and all this and that, the Sixers weren't the best team in the East, in my opinion. So they're going to slide down to me this year. To me, I mean, we don't know what type of moves they're going to make, with the Ben Simmons situation. But right now, they're going to slide. But we'll see. We'll have a better idea. Now, one thing I want to talk to y'all about is Built Bar. I love Built Bar, right? I can do these commercials forever, these live reads. So what I want to tell you guys is go to BuiltBar.com and use the promo code LOCK15 and you'll get 15% off your order. Use the promo code LOCK15 for 15% off your order at BuiltBar.com. And you're saying, look, dude, why are you just coming out and saying this without talking about it? Let me tell you. It's nothing like a Built Bar. Nothing. For a guy like me who loves chocolate to the point where I got to get in the gym and lose these lbs that I gained when I, stuff like that. Built Bar is the best thing for me, right? Because it gives me that chocolate fix that I think I'm getting. But it's a protein bar, and it's good for you. It comes in chocolate, it comes in cherry, raspberry, mint brownie, double chocolate, salted caramel, strawberry, cookie and cream, and German chocolate, right? There's so many flavors. And when we talk about being good for you, we talk about the 17 to 18 grams of protein, calories ranging from 130 to 180, only 4 to 5 grams of sugar, only 4 to 5 grams of net carb, amazing flavors, all tasty, all healthy. That's why I said you better go to BuiltBar.com and use the promo code LOCKED15 and you'll get 15% off your order. Use the promo code LOCKED15 at BuiltBar.com. And I'm telling you, do it today, people. Do it today. You won't regret it. I'm here to tell you, you won't regret it. Something else you won't regret is by going to Bet Online, AJ. Yep, Bet On Time. Go to Bet Online, AJ. It's that time of year again, and all eyes are now turning to football as teams are back on the grind to start their football season. As always, Bet Online is your number one spot for all the pro and college football action this season. Get all the updated odds, props, and contests. including online biggest $500,000 NFL mega contest and the world's largest 200,000 NFL Survivor contest open now at BetOnline. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 100% welcome bonus. Be sure to take advantage of the opening day super promo. Make a bet on the Thursday, September 9th season opener between the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers and Dallas Cowboys. And if you lose, your wager will be refunded up to $25 for new customers only when signing up and using the promo code NFL100. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. From football, basketball, boxing, right to your favorite Vegas casino games. Don't wait and take advantage of all the great offers available for the 2021 season, right? BetOnline, your online sportsbooks. Use the promo code locked on. Do it today, people. I'm telling you, you better do it today. Do yourself a favor. But see, that's what it is. These are all great places. You come to Locked On and you get great content. You know, me, I'm just chilling. Seriously, I am. I'm enjoying this. But the funny part is, I still wake up early. The difference is, I go to bed earlier. So, you know, I'm about to go to the gym in a little bit. And then, you know, do the old man thing. Meet a friend for lunch. Then tonight do some family stuff. But I'm enjoying this downtime. Be back in the office in September. You know, worrying about the game. Late September, worrying about the season, the Sixers. But I want to thank y'all for listening and have a great day. Peace.
The two top teams in baseball battle it out for 10 in a row. Here's what our local experts are locked on today. The New York Yankees won their 10th straight game, knocking off the red-hot Atlanta Braves 5-1 on Monday. The Yankees are still second to the Rays in the AL East, but for how long? Subscribe to Locked On Yankees on YouTube today to get Stacey Gatsoulias' take on one of the most competitive division races in the MLB. New England Patriots quarterback Cam Newton will miss at least 3 days of practice after traveling to a team-approved, out-of-town medical appointment due to what the team is calling a, quote, misunderstanding about tests conducted away from NFL facilities. Could this open the door for rookie quarterback Mac Jones to get the starting job on Week 1? Listen to the Locked On Patriots podcast today to find out. On Locked On NHL, they are ranking the top 50 players heading into the NHL's 2021-2022 season. Subscribe to Locked On NHL on YouTube to watch or wherever you get podcasts to listen. Local experts on the biggest stories, it's the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.